Hi kabayan, wherever you are, whether in Rome, London or Romblon, welcome to the channel. Let's talk about the mysterious nature of the stock market before the sunset finishes off. So this is just the sun on the opposite side, so this is beautiful sunset here. Okay, antimony stocks, because these are some of the hottest, most simple stocks to understand, or perhaps difficult to understand. I'm talking about valuations. The antimony stocks, the overlooked alchemy of the modern market. If you thought that investing in antimony was logical valuations or feasibility studies was basis of valuations, then think again. It's about the intoxicating dance of sentiment and speculative fervor. So let's break it down. Here are the rockets. In my other videos, I have mentioned some of these stocks like PPTA or Perpetua Resources, a Canadian company that's listed in Canadian Stock Exchange, but it owns antimony gold project in the US. Is valued today at the moment at 1.2 billion Canadian dollars. It has a mine that's over 100 years old. It's not been operated for over 50 years, and it takes a lot of money, estimated to be 1.2 to 1.8 billion US dollars to restart. Is valued at 1.2 billion Canadian dollars, but they don't start producing based on their estimate until 2028. So it's not that easy to restart a mine, but they are valued at 1.2 billion. And then you have SXG, which is listed in Australia. They have a project in Victoria. They're still drilling. On their maiden drilling campaign, they have intersected nice gold and antimony intercepts, but they don't have MRE, or what is called mineral resource estimate. They don't know how big their deposit or how little it is, and they don't even have any pre-feasibility study. This is the initial study that indicates whether the project is viable, but their valuation is fluctuating between 750 million to 800 million Australian dollars. So another unicorn playing hide and seek in its own mineral resource estimate. If you say the word antimony enough times, then people might start believing. That is why these companies have such very impressive valuations, even though they don't even know when they start production, or they are many years away from production. And then there's this MND, or Mandalay Resources. It's about $400 million in valuation. It is a very small project or a mine in Victoria, Australia. This is a Canadian company, but its project is in Australia. It's producing just 1,000 antimony tons per year, but there's a bit more. In addition to that, gold. But when it comes to antimony, which has now reached 41,000 US dollars per ton, just $9,000 in 2023, it's only producing 1,000 because the nature of these deposits in Australia of antimony is that you have high antimony grades at the surface, but as you go deeper, the gold grades increase while antimony disappears. So as they operate the Costerfield project in Victoria, Mandalay Resources are delivering highest gold results, but their antimony output is decreasing. It's going to zero in no time. And then you have UAMY, is listed in America, and it's at 340 million Australian dollars now. It's just around 60 million a few months ago, so it's already also riding on the hype or the high prices of antimony because of the Chinese ban of exports and the declining supply. So there is tremendous supply issue of antimony, which is used for many industrial uses like fire retardant, used for solar panels to improve its quality, and some of it are used by the military. So UAMY and Mandalay MND are in the vicinity of 340 to 400 million dollars. UAMY doesn't have any mine, it's just processing antimony into higher grade for use in various applications. So where does Warriedar Resources or LRV come in? Well, I've excitedly covered LRV weeks ago in a video. You would have seen that if you are watching this, and it has reached 300 million valuation at that time, 74 cents per share. But now it's dropped back to 180 million, and it's suspectedly driven by this tranche 1 and tranche 2 capital raising, which is like a millstone tied to a neck, because the second tranche doesn't happen until January 2025, and now investors are angry why the management decided to do that capital raise. Why don't they do one capital raise, finish it, and just do it again, another one in January or February next year, rather than pegging the price at 52 cents when the share price was 72, 74, 65 cents. It just damaged sentiments. So now the share price has gone much lower than the capital raise of 52 cents. It's now sitting between 41 to 44 cents in the last week. So that is the unpredictable valuation of these companies that you have to understand, the pain that you have to go through when these valuations just don't make sense. So what is the lesson that we can learn from this? Sentiment is really king here, because when you look at TMG, they did one single raise for 5 million, and they raised at 3.2 cents, but their share price is hovering around 4.1 to 4.5 cents, or almost 30% higher, because they didn't have tranche 2. So the moral here is it's all about sentiments when it comes to stocks. They don't rocket because of logic or spreadsheets. They rocket because big money winks, nods, and whispers sweet nothings into the market's ear. The rest of us are left wondering why we're holding LRV while PPTA ascends Mount Olympus on the promise to maybe, possibly, someday do something. So what is the secret that we need to have? The secret sauce is patience. Great results in investing take time, but time is like flossing. Everyone knows it's good for you, but nobody actually wants to do it. Instead, we panic, we chase, and we forget the tortoise wins the race because the hare is too busy day trading this thing. So if we have to do one thing, we need to sit back, hold our nerve, and remember the stock market is just a giant mood ring. Today it's hype on PPTA, tomorrow it might remember LRV exists. In the meantime, invest wisely, embrace patience, and maybe, just maybe, avoid getting distracted by all the shiny promises of the next big thing. So instead of doing that, we can spend time in the park like this, enjoy the sunset, and wait for our time, or maybe not. But in the meantime, you can look up these antimony gold stocks mentioned in these videos. It might make you money, but it's not recommended. It's not a recommendation. This channel doesn't make stock recommendation. I'm not a financial advisor, but hopefully you can make a little bit of money eventually as valuations reach more logical levels. Okay, thank you for listening to this video. It's about the sunset is about up anyway, and this is one of the parks here that is nice to enjoy when your stock is not moving, and just watch the dog, watch the sunset, watch the dog running, watch the birds flying, and that's life. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one.